This is an ABC10 News Special Edition.
Off we go with the playoffs. And Niall Davis will bring it out from 6 deep. Davis across the 50. Davis is gone! Niall Davis starts the playoffs with a bang! 106 yards. Touchdown, Chiefs!
Oh, what a way for the NFL playoffs to begin. You watched it right here on ABC 10. Good evening. I'm Ryan Yamamoto.
And I'm Emily Pritchard. It is a busy news day today, but we're going to start off over with ABC 10's Brian May and Pierre Nugent for a special edition of the lovely Toyota Sports Extra.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, wild card weekend in the NFL, getting off to a crazy start.
If you're a Texans fan, it wasn't a good one. First time we've had NFL football here on ABC 10 in way too long. 2 AFC wildcard games today. The 2 NFC wildcard games will be tomorrow. Let's get right to today's first half highlights. And you saw the way this one started. Opening kickoff of the game. Niall Davis taking it 6 yards deep in the end zone, slips through one little seam at the 20, and then no Texan defender would be within 10 yards from that point. Niall Davis, 106 yards, 10 seconds into the game, 7-0 Chiefs. The only touchdown of the first half. And to say that Texans quarterback Brian Hoyer did not have a good game would be like saying Taro seared tuna at McCooney's is just meh.
What?
Understatement of the year. Second quarter, Texans second and goal from 3. Hoyer, his second interception. He threw that ball into double coverage right across the middle. Horrible decision. And then a 2-minute warning, he threw another one. Hoyer had 3 picks, double coverage again, 3 interceptions just in the first half for Brian Hoyer. It was 13-0 Chiefs at the half.
Second half didn't start off much better. That's J.J. Watt limping off the field, and that's the last thing you want to see if you're a Houston Texans fan. In the third quarter, Chiefs at it again. Chris Connolly on the receiving end of the touchdown there. That would extend the Kansas City lead to 20-0. Chiefs back on offense again. Smith going to the air. Not a great thrown ball, but Travis Kelce is there to make the catch, and look at him slip the tackles, setting up a big game for KC. And then we would head to the fourth, where Spencer Ware getting the call, juking and jiving, finding the end zone, and this game starting to turn into a runaway. That would make it 27-0. And how about one more for good measure from Brian Hoyer? His 4th interception of the game right there. That's a little bit of bad luck, but nevertheless,
he had a horrible game.
Yes, horrible game indeed. And the way it ends is 30-0 for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to be moving on to the second round. Today's second wild card game, the 12-4 Cincinnati Bengals taking on the 10-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. That game coming up later tonight.
In just a few minutes. Who you like in this game?
Man, no Andy Dalton for Cincinnati. Their defense, I'm going Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game.
See, my inclination is to pick home teams in these games, but we just saw what happened to Houston, so I don't know how well that's going to go. Pittsburgh is playing very well. Yeah. Tomorrow, 2 NFC wildcard playoff games, and it starts in the NFC with the defending NFC champion Seattle Seahawks traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, and the Seahawks making the surprising announcement late last night that Marshawn Lynch did not travel with the team. He will not play tomorrow. Lynch was listed as a full participant in practices all 3 days this week after not playing since week 10. He had abdominal surgery in November. He rejoined the team this week, but again, with or without beast mode, the game will go on. Seahawks, Vikings, the early game tomorrow. It is a 10 a.m. kickoff. Pierre, you like?
I like Seattle.
Yeah, I do too in this one.
I think Seattle, you remember the last time they went to Minnesota earlier in the year, they just crushed them. 38-7, I believe was the final score.
Temperatures are going to be freezing in that game tomorrow, too.
I'm concerned with no Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, that hurts. But he hasn't been with them for the last, 6 weeks. So.
In the cold weather, you got to run the ball, so we'll see who runs
beast
the ball.
Beast mode, boss.
That's right, indeed. And then, second NFC wildcard game tomorrow. Aaron Rodgers and his 10-6 Green Bay Packers traveling to Washington to take on the Redskins. A bit of an interesting matchup here.
Two of the most unpredictable teams the last half of the season. Aaron Rodgers has absolutely no line to protect him these days. That said, I just can't buy Washington moving on to the second round of the playoffs. I'll go Packers.
I will take Packers as well. Let's take a look at the overall playoff picture now, and let's get our thoughts on some Super Bowl picks. You and I agreed on the NFC. We'll start in the AFC. Chiefs, they're still waiting on the winner of tonight's game between the Bengals and Steelers. If the Steelers win, they're going to go to Denver, and Kansas City will go to Foxborough. And, do you like the Broncos? Who do you like in that? You said Bengals last week.
So Denver has now said that Peyton Manning will be their starting quarterback tomorrow. I'm going to go Patriots in the AFC.
I am going to go Patriots in the AFC as well.
In the NFC, it is the Carolina Panthers and Cardinals awaiting the winner of tomorrow's wild card games. I think you and I agreed on this. I think Arizona is just playing unbelievable football right now. No holes, offense, defense, or special teams.
You know what? My gut says Arizona, but since we're agreeing too much here, and that doesn't make for very interesting television.
It doesn't.
It is now time for interesting television, and I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers to get on a roll.
It's interesting that Carolina almost went through the season undefeated.
Yeah.
They are the 1 seed in the NFC, and I see very few people picking them to move on to the Super Bowl.
Hard not to be a believer of a 15-win team.
Cam is playing well.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We're now 29 days away from Super Bowl 50 at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. This year's Super Bowl Sunday, February the 7th. The Super Bowl is obviously much, much more than just the game.
It is.
As we get closer and closer to the Super Bowl Sunday, you're going to start hearing more and more about all the stuff going on in the week leading up to the game. The NFL has already basically taken over Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. They will start getting it game ready. Every Super Bowl since 2001 has been declared a level 1 national security event. Even our media credentials have to be approved by the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. And as you might imagine, the Bay Area has been planning and getting ready for this game for 3 years now.
When you think about it, it's the single largest annual sporting event in the world. So it takes an inordinate amount of planning from all aspects, the operation and the logistics, public safety and security, transportation, the fan experience. It's the 50th Super Bowl. It's the Bay Area. We want to make sure we welcome the world with a fantastic experience during the week. So we are in the red zone, to use that term literally in event planning. We are in the red zone. Once you're inside 60 days, you're really now turning plans into execution. So we're starting to look at when we actually start to build construction around Super Bowl City, which will happen in mid-January. The NFL will take over the stadium in early January, around the 4th or 5th of January, to start preparations around there in Santa Clara. So, and then that last 30 days before the game, that's really when you are building for that week.
This year's Super Bowl, very interesting for us to cover in that the game is the only thing happening in Santa Clara.
Right.
Everything else, the Super Bowl experience, the NFL City, all that other stuff around the Moscone Center and around the Embarcadero takes place in San Francisco. So if you are a fan and don't have tickets to the game, everything you're going to want to do is in San Francisco. For us that have to cover both angles, that's 50 miles of HE hockey sticks out there to get back and forth.
Did we get a rental car?
No, we did not. We got a helicopter. We're going to rent Kobe's helicopter. It's going to be tough. Yeah.
Even better. I like that. We already know who at least 2 of the performers will be at halftime of this year's Super Bowl. Coldplay has signed on to be the headlining act at halftime. Beyonce will also be a part of the halftime show, performing with Coldplay. So 2 big names there.
I miss the days when we had like Up With Life at halftime.
Do you?
Do you remember those?
Maybe.
Everybody just be happy.
Maybe.
When we come back on a special edition of the Toyota Sports Extra here on ABC 10, Kings and Warriors coming up tonight from Sleep Train. Why the Kings are feeling as confident as they look to avoid a season sweep from the defending champs.
And we take a look back from the other night where Kobe said farewell to the capital city, and we find out why Sacramento holds a special place in his heart.
A live look at the Golden One Center, officially set to open for business coming up in October. Cannot wait. Welcome back on ABC 10 Special Edition. And we turn our attention now to the Sacramento Kings playing much better basketball as of late. And wouldn't you know it, even though we are now in January, the way the West is shaping up, the Kings might be a playoff team.
Maybe.
We're talking
maybe.
playoffs.
I'm talking playoffs. Yeah, following their win over the Lakers on Thursday, a game where they blew a 27-point lead. The Kings were half game out of the 8th playoff spot. Tonight at Sleep Train, the final matchup of the season with the Golden State Warriors.
Kings looking to avoid the season sweep against their I-80 rivals. Warriors losing really just twice so far this season. And you'll remember the last time these two teams hooked up in Oakland last month. Steph Curry and Omar Caspi had one of the most amazing shootouts you will ever see in a basketball game. 17 points in a little over 3 minutes for Curry, 21 points that quarter for Caspi, and then after halftime, DeMarcus Cousins ejected. Tonight, though, a different story. Omar Caspi probably won't play. Doubtful tonight with a sore back. The good news is Willie Cauley-Stein should play, but no matter what, Kings now know they will need a game against the defending champs.
We have some confidence against them. I think that they're going to know what we have to do to win. I thought sometimes in a couple of the games we tried to outshoot them, which is crazy. We got to outplay them, we got to outwork them, we got to out hustle them, and do the little things of an underdog team has to do to win a game. I think everybody's trying to figure out how to beat them, but I think because we've played them 3 times and everybody's studying them, and we get reports from other teams how they're playing them and stuff like that. I feel good about what we're going to kind of know what we'll have to do to win, and I think that's going to be interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah, and what a memorable night it was. Thursday, Kobe Bryant making his final appearance at Sleep Train Arena.
Yeah, we saw a lot of number 24 Lakers jerseys in the stands, getting a glimpse at Kobe Bryant one last time here in Sacramento. Bryant tormented Kings fans for years, and he had a great game again at Sleep Train. Kobe scored 28 points, and in the process surpassed 33,000 career points. The Kings were fortunate to come away with the win after blowing a 27-point second-half lead. Bryant had many memorable performances here in Sacramento, and I'm sure that all the Kings fans would say they're not happy memories, but he is an all-time great. He'll be in the Hall of Fame, and he said that Sacramento was a special place to play during his career.
It's a special place. I mean, not just for me, I think for the city itself. I mean, this is, I'm sad to see this place go. I mean, it's been a long time coming for this city to get a new arena, and deservedly so. But at the same time, there's so much history here, and the way that this arena is built, with the fans being right on top of you and you feeling the electricity in the building, it's going to be sad to see it go. Even though we've been enemies for so many years, it just felt good to feel that respect from them, and then me in turn reciprocated. Doing the national anthem, I looked up in the rafters, and I saw the jerseys of players that I was rivals with, and Weber and Divac and Peja. I'm looking up there and I'm going, it was like yesterday I was just playing against them and their numbers are retired. What the hell am I still doing here? So if I hadn't decided to retire before now, that would have made me retire immediately.
I saw a Kings fan tweet out, and I thought this was perfect. With no more Kobe Bryant, this is like Batman without the Joker. What is Batman without the Joker? You love to hate him. If he's not there, what's left?
Do we shift the rivalry completely to the Warriors now?
Maybe.
20 years all with one team. That is unheard of. Ryan, Emily, it's time for us to hand this thing over to you guys.
So a weird Batman reference, and what in the world is Up With Life? Up With Life?
Up With Life. You don't remember them?
When have you seen Batman without the Joker? Come on.
Well, I have to tell you, my family.
I've seen it without Robin.
My family used to call me Emily Bemley Jean Batman Robin Pritchard. I used to demand that name.
I'm sorry, one more time on that one? I'm sorry.
Emily Bemley Jean Batman Robin Pritchard. I demanded that name growing up. Weird. So
good for you. Good for you in acknowledging that on the air. Good for you.
Just for you, Pierre.
Thank you.
Well, still ahead, a busy Saturday in news, including the